Anyone see us?
Should be able to.
I can't see us.
There's usually a lag though, isn't there?
That's true. Hopefully everyone else can see us. It's just me. Oh, there we are. I can see us now.
Can you?
We are there. Hello, everyone.
Nice. Hi, everybody.
Saturday afternoon.
It is, and we're just 1 minute in under the wire. How's that for planning?
It's like perfection. That's what it is.
Hi, Yvonne.
Hi, Yvonne. How you doing this afternoon?
Right, that's good.
Yay!
Good to go, so to speak.
Excellent. Has everyone got a beverage? What have we got?
I have a mochaccino.
A mochaccino. Wow, we're going posh. Can you taste it today?
There's a hint of dark chocolate.
Oh, that sounds like progress.
And I think I'm getting something resembling coffee.
Can you smell it?
I can smell something sweet.
You definitely got progress, because yesterday I don't think you would have even been able to taste or smell
Honestly,
any of that.
hadn't a Scooby. Yvonne says she's got a headache since she got up, so she's had some water today. That's probably a wise choice.
Probably. I've got a bottle of water that remains untouched. I have fruit tea though. I have cherry and cinnamon today.
Cherry and cinnamon, that sounds quite nice, doesn't it?
It's nearly cold. And I have a backup bitter lemon.
Oh, okay. I haven't got a backup drink, but I figured I could just go and get one. Hi, Helen.
Hi, Helen. Afternoon.
I thought I'd show off my homemade cookies.
That's just not fair. Why are you doing that to us?
Cookies.
See, now I can smell those.
It's got like a bucket of vanilla in it.
Right.
And I can taste butter when I eat it and sweetness, but I don't know if I'm picking up the vanilla yet at all. And I crushed some garlic earlier and put it right up to my nose, and I still can't smell the garlic.
You didn't crush a grape?
No, I didn't crush a grape because I haven't got no grapes. Crush a grape.
Oh, you can't be sick without grapes in the house.
Well, maybe Jake could get that. He's gone shopping with
Jake
Rosie
should get
today because
grapes.
obviously I'm off the road and not allowed out. And he's finished his quarantine period, so he's allowed back into the world again.
Oh, bless him. I bet he was raring to go.
He couldn't wait. I don't know whether I was more offended that he's going to stay the night at Rosie's tonight. And I checked with her parents that they were happy with that.
Yeah.
And they have moved things around in the house so that the kids have the upstairs bathroom and the grown-ups use the downstairs.
Oh, that's nice of them.
So that he could stay. But he's, other than not a brilliant sense of smell, he's absolutely free of symptoms. And I did check with the doctor first, and he said, no, it's okay. He's young, he's fit.
Yeah.
He's not transmitting. But
what
because
I
you're
heard,
the second person to get it in the household, you have to do the full 14 days. So.
Yeah. But what I heard was that some people are taking weeks and weeks and weeks to get their smell and taste back. So he can't wait for that before he goes back outside. They'll be driving you nutty by then.
Well, he's only going for a loaf of bread and 4 pints of milk and whatever he can find on Vulture Corner. So,
yeah. Yeah. Oh, bless him.
But as he went out of the house, I'm thinking, what's he carrying? Nosing from the front window as you do.
Yeah.
And he's gone with the big telly.
Again?
So I messaged him and said, what? Because I was thinking, I'm going to run upstairs and get the big telly from his room and bring it down and move the little telly back and enjoy the big telly while he's over there.
Yeah.
And he's taking it because there's no telly in Rosie's room.
This is
But
just
to
not on.
facilitate the isolation, which I suppose is sensible, but I thought...
I just don't think it's fair, personally.
Only Jake could do this.
Well, yeah. Kids.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. But you know.
Right, that's my tea gone. Well, I finished my rose textured cowl yesterday, and she's had a bath and she's now drying, so I will show her off tomorrow. But I have cast on behind the green door.
Oh, did you do a provisional cast on, or
I didn't. I just did a regular cast on. So that is 4 rows, and again it's in the chunky yarn still. I thought I have got a boatload of this yarn, and I think this pattern is the perfect pattern for it, because I could just keep going, can't I?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I could just wrap it around my neck like 20 times.
Yeah, I think it says knit until you've lost the will to live. Right,
perfect. So I'm going to get the full effect of the colour changes, which I'm really quite excited about.
Oh, that's good.
So
we've got a few hellos. Got a few hellos. Catherine's here. Good morning. Good afternoon, where you are.
I think it's good morning.
Hey,
where
Catherine
is.
It is morning for Catherine. Helen says she found half an hour to do some knitting and join us, so that's good. Bit of relaxing.
Excellent. What are you knitting, Helen?
Yeah, tell us what you're knitting. Yvonne says she made a marble cake yesterday. Sounds really good.
I love marble cake.
Have you eaten it all, or are you going to post photographs? Now, Helen's been busy. She's fed the sourdough, ready to try bread later. I've not actually done a sourdough starter. Is that easy to do?
Do you know, I must be one of the weirdest people out there. I don't like sourdough. Am I allowed to admit that? Nobody else seems to have the same opinion as me.
I don't eat masses of bread, if I'm honest.
I do.
If I have it, then I either eat wholemeal because it works with Slimming World, and I can have some.
Yeah.
Or I just don't have bread at all.
Right.
I make wholemeal wraps and things like that. I've made some wraps this morning to go in the freezer so that I can use them for like quesadillas or little mini pizzas.
Or fajitas.
Fajitas, yeah.
Yeah.
And I did some Mexican chicken with some spices that came with my meat delivery the other day, and put a bucket load of this stuff all over the chicken. I'm thinking I am determined to taste something. I'm getting heat, and I can taste the turmeric. There's an undertone of turmeric in there.
Yeah.
I'm not getting any of the cumin or the coriander that's in there,
or
the garlic, or the paprika, or anything else. Just the grassiness of the turmeric. So the chicken tastes like grass. It was a nice texture though.
Okay. I'm sure it's different to what you have been eating recently, so it's still a change of taste.
Yeah, it's a change from sort of dishwater all the time.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Yeah, and I'm just getting a tiny hint of coffee from the mochaccino.
First time in days.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I only swapped to that one because it's not my favourite, and I thought, I'm wasting the ones I really like.
Exactly.
I can't tell.
You should have just been having plain coffee.
I don't have any plain coffee. I only
Do you not have any at all?
No. Don't have
not
any
even for visitors?
No.
I don't know what I'd drink in your house.
Oh, Yvonne says she doesn't like sourdough either.
Oh, Yvonne,
half a cake
excellent.
left, and it was really huge. Oh, that's the best way for cake. Oh, Helen's started behind the green door. She's not how easy the sourdough is, but she can let me know tomorrow.
Oh, so Helen and I are both green door buddies.
Absolutely, yeah. Oh, yay. Vicky's there. Hey, Vicky.
Hi, Vicky.
How are you doing?
Are you staying sane with no park run? It's tough. It's really, really tough. I did an 8K run this morning.
Really?
Yeah. I did the 5K on Thursday, so I thought I'd do a longer run today and then a shorter run 5k again tomorrow. But I'm slow. It took me an hour to do 8k. So I need to get some speed up.
Yeah. I'd have still been out there.
No, you would not. You're not that slow.
It takes me 45 to 50 minutes to do a 5k.
That's fine. You wouldn't still be out there. I went out at 7:10.
Oh, I would still be out there because 5.5 seems to be my hit the wall limit. It's just, Dad would just be in a heap on the floor moaning about how sore I was.
And why hasn't anyone got the car?
Yeah, where is the car? Why hasn't someone gone for it?
I mean, come on.
The fact that I'm the only driver in the house at the moment, it is immaterial. They're just all thoughtless and I hate them. That's what it would be.
Yeah.
The neighbour brought me dog food this morning
because
I was in danger of running out of kibble, and Denise, bless her heart, went to the local store at Croftlands and got me some, and she said, I'm really sorry, it's small dog kibble, but it's the only one they had. And I said, it's absolutely fine, they'll eat it. I put a handful of it in the dishes and they nearly took my hands off. So
because you can't run out of kibble. Yeah.
No.
Everyone must have kibble in an apocalypse, mustn't they?
God, quick reminder.
Yeah, hand cream.
All the hand washing and all of that. We've got to look after knitters and crocheters' hands.
Well, I did actually run to the little girls' room very quickly before we went live. So obviously I'd washed my hands and I forgot. So I've just put some on.
Yeah, this is marvellous stuff, this. I'm loving this Avino, Helen.
You've got nicer stuff.
What a top tip that was.
Oh, I don't know. So it's been a weird old day. It's been grey. It's tried to rain. It's been windy. I actually had a headwind for quite a bit of my run, but I think it's got worse since I got home. I definitely got the best of the day.
Yeah, it's blowing a hoolie here. Out the front of the house, it's really windy. At the back, it's calm and still and protected. It's quite surreal.
Well, I have been to my mother-in-law's house before where it's raining outside the front but dry out in the back.
Now, Vicky says she was never sane with park run. You know that.
She never was. Never been sane in her life.
Okay, so Yvonne says, I'm knitting a band of garter stitch on 2mm needles to fix my partner's favourite hoodie that he wears around the house.
Oh, that's nice.
That's seriously keen, isn't it? Oh,
that
10
is.
out of 10, 2mm needles. Oh, that's love.
Love. Real love.
I'm not sure I love anybody that much, but...
Only myself.
Yeah, possibly not even me.
No?
Yeah, 2mm needles, Emma. 2mm.
I know, but at least it's garter. I think if it was something else, maybe ribbon or something. I don't enjoy ribbon.
Yeah, 1x1 rib on 2mm needles
for God knows how long. Yeah, no, I wouldn't be doing that.
Really not good.
No, not at all.
Wow, look at these hands. They're just
beautiful.
Feel so good.
They're beautiful.
Can't believe they're not like little lizardy hands. Catherine, it's a grey, dismal rainy day here. My son doesn't have fenders for his bike, so he's opting out of our bike ride this morning. And that leaves the elliptical, which is almost as bad as the dreadmill. I like the way you think. Dreadmill is absolutely what we call it. Yeah.
Oh,
the elliptical is an instrument of torture, isn't it?
I actually think I'd rather go on the dreadmill than the elliptical.
Have you got an elliptical?
No, I've got a dreadmill. I wouldn't have an elliptical. Won't go on them, even in the gym when they're free. Not at all.
Oh, Helen's saying she might actually get near to the bottom of her hand cream stockpile this year. That's serious, isn't it? So Yvonne says that all the hems were coming apart. This was better than hand stitching around all the hems with something like buttonhole
stitch. That's true.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm with her on that one, yeah.
It does sound like a more sensible option, but rather you than me. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. It's not something that either of us would enjoy, is it? Let's be honest.
No, it isn't. And
no.
Do you know, I only had to tink back 3 stitches.
Excellent.
On 3 rows.
Yeah.
And I had done my wrap around the stitches.
Right.
Little loopy thing here, if you can see it.
Yeah.
I had done it, but then I must have pulled back or done something, and it had sneaked behind the stitches rather than in front of them. So as soon as I undone the blue to get to the pink where I missed the wrap, I realised it was hiding at the back.
How did you do that?
I have absolutely no idea, because
I am
an idiot,
me? Is that what you're doing? Because, you know, I can get in all sorts of tangles and messes.
I think it was the day you were unfastening your snake's wedding thing. So, Catherine says, my brother gave me the elliptical because it's easier on my hip and knee, which prevented me from running. That's kind of sweet. That's really kind of him, and it's lovely that it's easier on your hip and your knee. But yeah, it's still an instrument of torture. I'm thinking, what do you think?
Not really, you know, the best present, is it? It's one of those one you know, like, it's thanks.
Did he get you wine as well?
Exactly. Or chocolate, or both. You know.
Yeah, I mean, you could drink enough wine that you didn't care that it was an elliptical.
Do you know what? I think that's the only way to go, isn't it?
It's kind of one of those things where you just, they're kind of a bit evil, aren't they?
I've got Hamish, my Highland 2 on the Dreadmill, but I still can't bring myself to use it.
Oh.
I know, it's just not fun.
My Dreadmill is up at Mike's.
Right.
It's actually in the warehouse up at his.
Does he use it?
No, he doesn't use it. And yet he's the one of us that is actually a runner, in theory.
Right.
Well, he's done a half marathon and parachute jumps, and when he was having his midlife crisis a few years ago.
See, I don't understand parachute jumps. Why? If the plane is perfectly fine, why are you jumping out of it?
I don't know. I mean, he made a big fuss about how I had to take him to Flubra Airport.
Yeah.
Airfield, not airport. For this training, and then I had to come back at a set time, and he would be doing his jump at this time, and Jake and I had to come and watch, and it was going to, I think he thought it was all going to be James Bond, up until he cocked up exiting the aircraft, and fell face first rather than sort of jumping off on his bum the way that everybody else had, and then sort of came down in an undignified heap, and then landed on his bum because he couldn't get his feet underneath him fast enough.
Excellent. Do we have video
and then
evidence?
Was annoyed that we'd seen it. And I thought, well, you asked us to come and watch.
Well, exactly.
Catherine says he's her brother, there's limits, I guess. So I'm guessing he did help fix up the bike, which she prefers over the elliptical. So yeah, that's sweet. I'm
with her on that. I'd much prefer the bike than the elliptical.
Is it a recumbent one? Or what? Because the one that we've got, I have to have a step next to it so I can get on it, because otherwise I'm in great danger of what my brother calls splitting me kipper.
Ouch.
Trying to get on there.
Well, we had an exercise bike which we put out for the Rag and Bone Man after it barely having been used, because even on the lowest setting possible, when I sat on it, I couldn't reach the pedals.
Oh, Catherine's laughing at Mike's jump. Honestly, it was really hilarious. And he didn't speak all the way home.
Was it in the day before mobiles? Have you not got video evidence of this?
No, it was about... I'd probably be about 44 or 45, something like that. So, a few years ago. And I don't know, he just went through this phase. I mean, he bought 2 old Porsche Boxsters, which is a massive clue.
Okay.
He sold one of them, and he's kept the other one. I mean, she makes him smile in a way that I never could, so you know.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, he had to do a half marathon.
Right.
It's the Robin Hood one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because it's the flattest.
Okay. It's a bit of a trek.
Yeah. But he didn't want us there.
Okay.
which was just all a bit weird. I don't know what his thinking was, but you know.
That he didn't want you to laugh at him landing on his bum like you did for the parachute jump?
Possibly. I thought that he fell out of a plane and didn't manage to look like Daniel Craig doing it.
Well, you know. I
think he's setting himself up for unrealistic expectations on that one.
Exactly. At least he did it. There's no way you'd get me jumping out of a perfectly good aeroplane for no reason.
Well, yeah, I don't see the logic.
No.
Catherine's having a good giggle, and she says it's a hybrid commuter bike, which she's had for 15 years. Changed the tyres for fall winter riding and mucked up the gears, so he helped realign everything. Oh, he sounds super handy, doesn't he?
Can we borrow him?
Yeah, Emma's got a few jobs. Could he just sort of nip across?
Definitely have a few jobs.
Did you get your roof fixed? I meant to ask.
No, the guy's still not been round.
He's not going to come now, is he?
Well, he's not going to come now, no. I don't know. To be honest, we're just still hoping that Phil will come home and do these things. I think he for the first time today, showed some annoyance on the phone by saying, you know, because I asked if his company had been in touch by email and that, and he was like, no, not heard anything. He was like, he'd have thought that if I was going to hear anything, it would have been at the point where they knew that the flights were going to stop, and they just said to us, if you need to get out now. And they never did. So
it's just pig ignorant, isn't it?
Yeah. So yeah, he's just it's really frustrating as well, because obviously it's boring and lonely for him because he's stuck in a hotel room doing nothing, and yet I've got 1,000,001 things to do every day, and he could be sharing the load, you know.
Oh, absolutely.
But it is what it is.
Coco seems to think there's someone out the door, but
is there?
There so is. No, because I can see through there's a glass door here, and I could see the front door through there, and there's definitely no shape at the front door.
Is she trying to encourage you to take her for a constitutional or something by pretending there's someone there?
I don't know what's up with her. I've kind of given up worrying about it, because she would just have me up every 2 minutes. Coco's the one that if I took her out for a walk at night, it's horrible, because she's terrified of everything.
Right.
A leaf rustles and she leaps up in the air and runs off in just any old direction. And she's the one that pulled me over. Have I told you this story? Maybe I have, or maybe I haven't. Basically, what had happened is we were at the top of the road. We were heading towards the field. When we get to the field, that is the place for tank emptying. Let's call it that. Labrador tanks are emptied in the field. Well, someone decided it was more urgent and pressing an issue.
Okay.
And we get to the grass at the top of the street. There is a poo bin there. I've got bags with me, all fine. So one of them is carrying out said activity on the grass. The other one, so I'm stood with the dog sort of like this, and the other one decides to go that way. So I'm now like that. And she decides to do one on the path to my left, while the other one's jumping on the grass to the right. A car backfires on its way past. Coco runs about 3 metres that way, and I've got hold of the other one, and I get dragged onto the floor, and probably for a couple of metres along the path until she stops. By this time, I'm right next to said steaming poop that she's just dumped. The other one has left a pile that a horse would be proud of on the grass. And I'm still like this, but on the floor in agony, trying to get up. Mocha, seeing that I'm on the floor and being very worried about me, runs across and then thinks, oh, Coco's done a big poo. Does a huge lick across the top of said poo, and then comes and sniffs my face and licks the length of my face and up onto my hair with this filthy tongue.
Oh, it's not good.
Hi, Anne. You joined at the really lovely bit of the story, didn't you? Coco then comes back and has a lick of her sister's face and then licks me. So I have to get up and I'm frantically trying to pick up poo to get it into the bins, to sort them two out and calm them down, and then thinking, I'm covered in wet turd.
Oh, it's disgusting.
All over my face. And I've got a load of tissues and wet wipes in my pocket, so I managed to kind of wipe my face down. But you can imagine for the rest of the walk, I'm sort of going, and it's all I can smell, and I'm obsessed with it. So we're out for another 3/4 of an hour while they run about and, poo for England. We come home and I'm straight in the shower, scrubbing everything in sight with Hibby scrub to get all of this poop off my face. And I thought, does this actually happen to anybody else, or is this just me?
No. That's not good. I think I'd have felt unclean for about a week after that.
Yeah, Catherine's hysterical. Love the support, Catherine. Thank you for that.
It's fine, yeah.
And Anne's just joined at the poo story. She's howling.
Which is the perfect time.
And she sent me a poo emoji. That makes me feel so much better. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that's kind of the sort of days that I have. Yeah.
I actually have a vision of you being like Shaggy. Do you remember in the Scooby-Doo thing when Scooby-Doo got scared and would jump into Shaggy's arms and Shaggy's there holding on to this big dog?
Yeah.
I have a vision of you like that with scaredy dog going, oh, save me.
Honestly, they're awful. If ever we were broken into or there was a suspicion that somebody might be trying to get into the house, Mike and Jake and the dogs would be upstairs and I'd be the one downstairs and they'd have the torch.
Yeah.
I'd be the one frantically, ratching around in the dark looking for a baseball bat or something suitable to murder somebody with.
And you'd be protecting them.
Oh God, yeah. And then Mike always says to the dogs, don't worry, there's nothing more scary than Granny on this planet.
Oh, charming.
Yeah.
What, like Super Gran?
Yeah, I keep thinking I'll take it as a compliment, but then I'm never quite sure.
I would. You're going to have to, because, it doesn't matter what it's meant. You're going to have to take it as a compliment.
Absolutely.
It's like the Countess Dowager and Cousin Violet, isn't it? She says, oh, I'll take that as a compliment. And she says, really? I must have said it wrong.
Yeah, Anne says, oh, murder. Did you say that in the sort of
murder?
Mark McManus manner of murder?
Murder. Anne wants to find a dead body on a run one day. I think she's got a problem, bless her.
No, you don't.
No, I know she doesn't, but she says she does.
Now that's an interesting one, Helen. You're probably going to have to tell us more about that. Not so much dog, but she's had cow poop in places you wouldn't believe.
That's interesting.
I'm intrigued now.
That is interesting.
Oh, we won't go through blood pus after birth and yard muck. The list goes on.
No.
Yes, the glamorous life of a farmer.
No, we don't need to go there.
Yeah, it's not pretty, is it?
Oh. I've got to go and have my tea in a minute. You girls are putting me off. Oh, quick flash.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah,
getting there. Yeah. Well, I can't work on my behind the green door because I haven't got the pattern in my head yet, and I'll do it wrong. So I'm just doing a ribbed cowl to go with my headband thing.
All right.
Is
it ritorto or?
Yeah. So I'm just ribbing away, and I hate rib. I don't know what I was thinking. What was I thinking? Really? Never mind.
I don't know. Maybe not thinking.
Oh well. Oh, we'll not be
Anne
with you, Anne.
says that Emma will be with me running and a dog will run past with a leg in its mouth.
No, and you can discover that dead body all on your own. I don't want to do it.
Yeah, but she's been practicing the screaming, that's the thing. I think she needs you there for the validation of the acting.
Do you think with the murder?
The murder.
Yeah.
I think
well,
so.
She keeps going to all the places that Vera goes to just to see if she can find it. You know, because Vera's always finding dead bodies.
Well, yeah, but they're never where they say they are they? All of these places that they say are just so-and-so, and you think, no, it's not.
No, it's not.
It isn't there at all.
Not at all. Lie.
But they do. It's a bit sneaky, really. But I suppose they've got to do something, haven't they? Well, I don't know whether to sleeve for a while.
Oh, sleeve gate.
On humour.
Oh. Yeah, you're going to have to, because I really can't wait to see that finished.
Yeah, I don't know. I keep threatening to take this sleeve and work it flat. Because I've managed 1.5 inches of sleeve in
but I think that while we're talking is the ideal time to do it, because then you're distracted. Do you not think?
Oh, that's interesting. So Catherine says she's memorised Find My Way, and it's great to watch and knit without having to really look anything up. That's
exactly
true. It's a nice, easy one, isn't it? Helen says that's why she doesn't do dairy cows, because she spends a lot of time working behind and below them. Dairy farmers never smell good. No, I can imagine.
I've heard the same about pig farmers.
Well, pigs never smell particularly nice, do they?
Exactly. Gets in your paws.
I suppose it comes of eating anything and everything.
Yeah.
It was never going to be a good combo, was it? When people
not really
throw tatey peelings and leftover meat and all manner of stuff in with your feed.
Sounds like dogs. They'll eat anything.
More or less. We've actually laid down for a snoozle now, so I think it's just a bit like the toddler thing with Coco, where the second I'm going to go live, she starts kicking off and then she goes to sleep.
Arthur's happy because he's had his dinner. I fed him a little bit early tonight.
Oh, well.
So, yeah. Mashed potatoes he had today.
Oh. Does he have gravy?
No, he didn't have gravy. Well, we had sausage, mash and baked beans for lunch. So we had the leftover mash. Happy as Larry now.
I don't know whether to have bacon and egg for my dinner.
Sounds tasty.
Yeah, I like bacon and egg.
Yeah.
I was looking at the fresh veg. It's looking a bit depleted. I've got 2 cucumbers.
Excellent. What are you going to do with those?
I will probably do nothing exciting at all and just cut them into slices and have them with whatever meal I'm having. Just so that I've got something green. Because I've not really felt like doing a great deal of cooking, so I've not had the healthiest of diet this last few days, other than baker biscuits. Oh, Helen says that's a lovely sweater, Loraine. Crack on with it.
It is a lovely sweater.
I can't wait to wear it. And I thought I'd done this with 4mm needles, but the one I found on it, and that appears to be the one for gauge, is 3.75mm.
Right.
So much for my project notes. Lying to myself.
You obviously wished you'd done 4mm. But to be fair, 3.75 is not too far.
Yeah, I don't think I like the fabric with a 4mm. It was just a touch looser, and I think with a merino, I think you're better off just having a slightly firmer fabric because it pills less. My opinion. Anyway.
Sounds like a plan. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go with that. Oh, so I did say to Callum that I would do some card games with him this evening, but I don't know whether he still wants to or not. He was prowling earlier, you know, when they're bored.
Yeah.
And they want you to entertain them. But, you know, I said to him, you can go and cut the grass. Why would I do that? The fish need cleaning out. No, that's Dad's fish tank. Well, yeah, but your dad can't get home to sort them out. Yeah, well. So he wasn't bored enough to do chores, but he wanted me to entertain him.
Yeah, well, I learnt a long time ago, you don't say that you're bored in front of my mother because you get toilet scrubbing as your very next chore.
Well, I tried. He was having none of it. That grass really could do with a cut. But
obviously not as scary as my mum.
I'm obviously not. Although he did put a load of stuff up in the loft this morning.
Oh, she sends her love, Helen and Emma, by the way.
Oh, bless. Is she doing all right?
Yeah, she's okay.
Yeah.
I think she's struggling a bit with not being able to just hop on the bus and go anywhere that she wants. Because they're restricted to shopping once a week, and the only other trip they're allowed to do is if they need to go to the doctors for anything.
Which let's hope they don't need to.
Well, they're always going up there for blood tests for my dad and prescriptions and things like that. They've got a new practice manager, and I think she's a bit of a tin pot.
Right.
Sort of job's worth from what my mother said. Oh, Yvonne says that sounds just like P. Bored until she tells him to do a job and gives him something to
exactly. They're obviously not that bored. They want you to entertain them. Well,
yeah,
I'm
it's
sorry.
a teen ogre thing.
I've got plenty to do. I have to keep stopping myself from saying it when I talk to Phil, because the poor guy's bored stiff, and I'm complaining that I've got so much on that I'm waiting to get bored. You know, everyone's saying, oh, being in quarantine's boring and da-da-da. And I'm like, well, I'd love to actually get to the point where I'm bored because I'm too busy. And then I think, oh, better not say that to him. I don't think he'd appreciate that.
I think it's the last episode of this series of Picard, and there is going to be a series 2.
There is. Ooh.
Yeah. I quite enjoyed that. It was very clever. It was not the ending I expected, and that's as much as I'm saying on the subject.
Excellent. Well, I've got to watch it yet. Like I said, I was watching Carry On Henry. After you talking about Carry On Screaming the other day, I just thought, yeah, let's have a Carry On. Cheer me up no end. Sid James's laugh.
I love Carry On Screaming. It's my very favourite of all of them.
Carry On Screaming is not on BritBox though.
Oh, what a shame.
I know. It's disappointing. Carry On.
If I could zoom it to you. I wonder if I could point the camera towards the telly and zoom it to you.
Have a Carry On watch party.
Oh, Helen says she can imagine my mum being scary. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, when she goes off on one. My goodness.
You don't want to get on the wrong side.
Yeah, you've seen how big my dad is, Emma, and he flies when she's off on one.
Whoopsie.
Really. Oh, Helen says give her her best and stay safe. Well, I keep telling her that, and she does seem to be heeding it and taking it seriously.
Oh, that's good. I could just imagine her accent when she's got a bazzy on, as my husband would say.
Oh, she gets very Scottish.
Yeah.
When she goes off on one, it reminds me of my granddad Reed, because he'd have been going, "Ach, the bloody Christ!"
And when she's angry, is there lots of peril going on? But proper
peril stitch. Nita's here. Hi, Nita.
Oh, hi,
Nita. Got lots to do, just having trouble finding the motivation and energy on her days off to do it. Although she did get some chores done this morning and have some turkey soup on. Oh, that sounds lovely, doesn't it?
That does sound nice. I got some chores done this morning, actually. Do you know what I did? I cleaned out the cupboard in the ensuite bathroom. Really? Cleaned out like all my I've got baskets on the shelf, and one basket for medicines, one basket for like shampoos and conditioners and stuff like that. And I took them all out and sorted them out, make sure nothing's out of date, dusted everything off and put them back. How good am I?
Wow. When are you coming to do my kitchen?
I need to do my kitchen. I don't know if you remember.
I did my spices the other week. Yeah, we're not talking about how old some of them were.
No. Well, I mean, they're fine. They don't go off. They're just not as strong, are they?
Well, we moved in here in December 2005. Got the keys on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
And I found 2 jars of spice dating back to 1997.
So they're older than our kids.
They're older than even moving into this house. How did I not find
them
when I checked everything then?
That is
no,
funny.
they've obviously been. So I have all the spices are in sort of large Tupperware, you know, like this sort of size sandwich boxes without the lids.
Yeah.
And all the spices are in those, and there's herbs in one, sweet spices in one, and then savoury spices in another, and then sort of miscellaneous seasonings, so that I can just pull a box out of the drawer for whatever it is I'm doing, and it's most likely to be the right one.
Right.
And that's the closest it gets to organised. Emma, for some reason, thought that my yarn storage philosophy was hilarious.
It's brilliant. It's genius.
It is genius.
Yeah. Could you
for anyone that missed that particular delight, my yarn storage is yarn, not yarn.
Yeah.
Fits in the hole in the box, doesn't fit in the hole in the box. That's how organised it is.
Find another one.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Perfect storage system.
It works for me.
It's
a little bit more challenging to find stuff, but the boxes are sort of see-through. So I can kind of guess by the colours and like I know which ones have got the Bret marble and the marble DK and stuff like that in them are easy to spot.
Mm-hmm.
It's harder when you've got a box of sock yarns or lace weights or something like that all together.
I try and keep mine similar weights together.
And then I have boxes of sweaters. All the clothes are organised into fits, doesn't fit. Might fit someday.
You have boxes of sweaters. Are those the sweaters that are still waiting for the sleeves to be knitted?
No, these are finished things that I've been wearing.
They've got sleeves.
Birch bark, Alicia Plummer.
Yeah.
There's one with arrows on the yoke, a tin can knits one that I did.
I can't wear yokes, they don't look good on me.
It doesn't look brilliant on me, and to be honest, she asked me to test. Wanted me to do a particular size, and I knew it would be on the big side, and I thought, oh, it'll just be really cushy and cosy and it'll be fine. But to be honest, I could fit a Labrador in with me, so it may get frogged, but not on the basis that I don't love it. It's just it's not the right fit for me. Catherine, old stock. I should tell you the story of my project in converting a hospital ward inventory over to top-up carts and the age of items hidden in drawers and closets. Some plastic catheters were so old they disintegrated in my staff's hand when they were picked up.
Oh my goodness.
My goodness, that's minging, isn't it?
That's not good.
Well, it's a good job they had you there to organise it, wasn't it? Because otherwise, they'd be grabbing that stuff right now when it's most desperate, wouldn't it?
And not being able to use it.
Yeah, and having it all falling apart and thinking, oh yeah, we've got 50 of something, when actually we haven't.
Yeah.
We've just got about to fall apart into its constituency anyway.
Oopsie.
Like it's been through a Romulan disruptor.
Who are the who are the ones that have got all the is it the Klingons have got all the furrowy stuff on their brows?
Yeah.
Yeah. Caitlin was doing like some makeup because she likes to play with her makeup and her cosplay and all the rest of it. And she was frowning, and because the way she had the makeup and the frown, I was thinking, God, she looks just like one of those. But I didn't say it to her. I thought she might get a bit upset.
You didn't wander past going, there's Klingons on the starboard bow, starboard bow, starboard bow.
No. Do you know one of the songs that I can still remember from my childhood was Hold a chicken in the air, put a deck chair up your nose. Remember that one?
Oh, yeah. From Spitting Image.
Yeah. Fly a jumbo jet and then bury all your clothes. Paint your left knee green. Do you remember it? I love that song.
I do.
I mean, what a load of nonsense.
Well, yeah, but
Your
it's not
name
more
is Keith.
stupid than Agadoo, is it? That everyone's going to be pushing
Agadoo.
pineapple and painting the tree now, aren't they?
See, you got me singing again.
I don't know how that happened. I only sang just a little bit of trekking, star trekking.
Yeah, I used to love that song as well.
What do you want?
Food? Have you got any food?
What do you want?
I think if I rustle in my little drawer for a chocolate raisin. See? Yeah, did you see that? An immediate reaction. He was up and he was over. You can't have raisins, mate.
We can't have chocolate.
Well, it's not real chocolate.
Is it carob?
It's like vegan something or other. I don't know. Nope.
That sounds like chocolate with all the joy sucked out of it.
Yeah. To be fair, actually, these aren't that bad. They do taste like normal chocolate covered raisins, but you can't have it.
Oh, another couple of rows. I might have to think about starting a decrease.
Oh, exciting times.
Yeah, on sleeve 1.
Mm-hmm.
I'm quite looking forward to wearing this.
I think it's nice. I want one.
It's a lovely chocolatey colour and such an expensive yarn.
What was it?
It was 59 pence a ball.
Perfect.
I might have bought 60 balls.
Well, it would be rude not to. Was it all the same colour, or did you get
It's all
colours?
the same colour, but it's a bit like galaxy milk chocolate.
I mean, it's really versatile.
Well, that's what I was thinking. And, you know, for the handful of balls it's taken to do a sweater, I reckon I could get several cardigans.
Yeah.
And it's a colour I'll wear. I'll wear it.
But it's a good colour for men and women, I think, as well, actually.
It is, but I don't knit for the men in our house.
No. What about your dad?
I love them.
Is your dad knit worthy?
I knitted some Northman mittens for my dad.
Right.
That was with Let Loppy.
It was what?
Let Loppy, the Aran yarn.
I don't know it.
Let Loppy. It's like Scandi wool. It's crunchy and itchy and scratchy and does soften. And it lasts forever. It's really hard wearing stuff.
Designed for colour work?
Yeah, brilliant for colour work. And that was cream and a denim blue. And then you had to knit the lining for the mitten.
Right.
And that was in lace weight alpaca silk.
Ooh.
On the tiniest of needles, and it took me 3 months to knit the linings and about 4 weeks to knit both mittens. So the colour work was super fast.
Yeah.
But the linings, I'd seriously lost the will to live. And then when I gave them to him, and he said, "Oh, they're really lovely, but gloves would have been so much handier." And I'm just thinking, "Dad,
give them back."
And he said, "Yeah, could you maybe do fingers?" That's the only fingers.
Yeah, I'll show you what fingers I can do.
Yeah, they're the only fingers you're going to get.
Yeah.
And I made him a flat cap, driving Gansey or something like that. And Carol Gilmore from her, she did a book a few years ago about hats and mittens, and it was one of the patterns from that, and it's a beautiful, such a clever pattern.
Yeah.
But I've still got to put it needs some 1.5 inch thick elastic, and I need to measure that around his big fat head to be able to then put that in and then close the sort of folded bit of the brim.
That's funny. I've knitted my dad's socks 2 Christmases in a row now.
Right. Does he like them?
He says thank you, and you know, he sounds very appreciative on the phone because obviously he's miles away.
Yeah.
No idea whether he's ever actually worn them or not, though. So, yeah. No idea. I'm just moving my desk. I think I'm a bit worried it's going to fall off.
Oh, Yvonne's got to go and make dinner because the teenager is apparently dying.
Oh, dear.
Oh, Helen says Spitting Image is coming back. I believe so. I'm not sure how
they
they go on
about
with producing it at the moment.
Everything's paused, isn't it? Filming stopped on what's the police one? The really good one, Line of Duty.
Oh, has it?
Yeah, they'd started filming and they've had to stop.
I'm several series behind on that anyway, so that's fine. I could just catch up.
Yeah, you just catch up. That'll be fine. One of my favourites.
Jake was watching sort of Peter Kay's best bits the other day, and Peter Kay was trying to explain to his nana about Sky Plus.
Oh, God.
How you can put it on pause while you go to the toilet or answer the door or make a cup of tea or whatever.
Yeah.
And he said she looked really puzzled, and he said, "What's the matter with you?" And she said, "Well, what about everybody else? Do they have to wait while I make my cup of tea?" So, you're just controlling the one box, you're not controlling Britain.
Yeah, but I suppose if you don't understand, you might not understand.
Logical thought.
Yeah. Why? And also, if somebody up the road pauses it, does that mean that I have to wait now?
Yeah. Yes. That's exactly what it means, Emma.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Have you got a limerick for us today?
Well, I do have a limerick, but it's not written on a nice piece of paper because I'm not very happy with the last line.
Oh, we might be able to brainstorm something. We've got Helen here and Catherine.
I laminated.
With us, isn't she?
Did you see? We've been laminated. I felt like I was teaching again when I got the laminator out. It's that smell. So, okay, we're talking about cats licking bottoms again, aren't we?
That was your chosen specialist subject, yes.
Yeah.
Da, 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 da.
Are you ready? There was an old pussy in lockdown who wanted a night in the old town. Caught licking his bum, then kicked out by mum. He's no longer wearing his big frown. See, I don't like the last line.
It does flow, though.
Do you think it's all right?
I think that's good. I wouldn't have got that far.
Are you impressed?
I am impressed. I'm interested to see what you're doing tomorrow with the rhyming couplets.
Oh, God, don't. I haven't even thought about a rhyming couplet.
And the iambic pentalysis gets seriously challenging.
Although, luckily, there does seem to be quite a few things that rhymes with bum.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those words, isn't it? If you'd gone with bottom, I think it would have been much more challenging.
Yeah. Well, you know, bum, bottom, it's interchangeable, it's fine. So yeah. Do you like that? Do you think I should write that one up?
Yeah, I think you should write that one up, and it deserves to go in Poetry Corner. What do you guys think?
I was quite impressed with myself for getting lockdown in. You know, topical and all the rest of it. It's not just the cat's bottom, but we kept it topical as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I think you get extra points for getting lockdown.
Do I get an A star for that one?
I think you do.
Right, I'll write it up. I'll laminate it, and it can go in Poetry Corner. Lovely. I'm going to run out of room though. We'll have to, you know, rotate. Do you think?
Well, the number of months that we're going to be here, yeah.
Yeah.
Or they're going to have to be smaller notices.
You don't want to hear some of the earlier ones. I mean, I was trying to go with pandemonium because I thought I'd be clever. Because pandemonium does actually rhyme with bum. But, yeah, we just gave that one up as a bad thing.
Yeah, a bit more challenging, I think, to get that to flow.
Yeah. So, no, we left that one. So that will be my homework tomorrow then, will it? A rhyming couplet.
Yeah, the height of sophistication, as always.
Well, We've got to keep our audience occupied, I suppose, don't we?
We do, to keep everybody happy. So
perhaps I could also write
kind of where I'm at now.
Oh, you're getting on brilliantly. We need a spitting image style song, you know, with just random things, but about knitting instead.
A knitting image.
A knitting image song. So, you know, hold your needles in the air.
Stick a cable up your nose.
Buy a skein
Kelly
of
Connor
yarn.
bag. Kelly Connor bag.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and fill it with your yarn. Somebody help me. I think I have lost the plot, haven't I?
You could brush a Labrador for some spinning fibre.
Oh, well, here you go. Or a German Shepherd. He did not.
And then you could spin that into a sweater and always smell of wet dog. How lovely would that be?
Beautiful. Arthur doesn't like it. He's growling. He's not impressed.
Bless.
You're not impressed, mate? You don't like that song?
Yeah, I'm thinking I need to do the twisted rib when I get to the cuffs of the sleeve. Time will tell whether this gets elbow length sleeves or 3/4.
And also, I think it's perfectly acceptable for the cuff on your sleeve to be smaller than the cuff on the body.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to match the length exactly, I don't believe.
No.
You know,
it took me as long to do the cuff on the body as it did to knit 6 whole inches in stockinette. That's how much longer it took me to do that twisted rib. I mean, it is beautiful.
How big is 6 inches? Is it like
relatively tame, isn't it?
That's
depends if you're asking a man or a woman.
That's my point. Yeah, you've only got to park 6 inches. Yeah.
Yeah, that's about 2.5, I think.
Yeah. Ugh. I don't enjoy ribbing. I don't understand how I started doing this. I really don't. It seemed like a good idea at the time, but hey ho.
How long have you got to go?
About, I don't know, a while. It's just
a while.
Yeah, I've got a while to go.
I'm liking the preciseness of the pattern.
It's a technical term.
knit for a while, or
knit
until
for
I'm
a while.
Sick of it.
Yeah. Knit until you feel that a while has passed.
Yeah.
It's fine. You know, I think all knitters would understand that. We've all knitted for a while, especially during lockdown. Do you know, though, every time I've gone out for a run so far, the traffic doesn't seem any quieter, and there's definitely loads of people out walking and running and cycling. And then I said to Phil, I didn't exactly like have a go or tell someone off, but I definitely made a comment to someone who'd driven to my road and parked up outside my next door neighbour's house in order to walk in the field across the road from us with his dog, which I'm pretty sure we're not supposed to be doing.
Oh, see you later, Catherine. She's got to go. Her internet is burping.
Oh dear.
It doesn't sound very healthy, does it? Maybe
we will
a
see
touch
you
of Gaviscon for your router.
Or Rennie's, if you haven't got any Gaviscon.
Oh, what's that? Is that windy stuff? Maybe that would...
Or Tums. I quite like Tums.
Were they the fruity ones?
Yeah, they're tasty, the Tums. They were like you're having an actual sweetie rather than medicine. Go through a whole tub of those. No?
My mum's always on those Jakeman's cough sweets. She's
I can't stand them.
Helps keep her airways clear.
I don't like them at all. Which flavour does she go for?
I think it's just the sort of standard ones with the black packet.
It's like a licoricey flavour, I think, isn't it, that one?
Kind of extreme menthol.
Nice.
Not that I could tell at the moment. But...
Well, certainly not at the moment. I know someone at work has the honey and lemony ones, I think they are.
Oh, right, yeah.
But no, not for me. It's like Fisherman's Friend. I can't understand how anyone can actually stand those.
I hate those. My ex-husband loves them.
They're horrible, aren't they?
They're minging. I was always referring to them as fisherman's feet.
Yeah, they're horrible. And the other thing I don't like as well are those, do you know the chewing gums that are supposed to help you clear your nose? What are the greeny ones?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm just going to have a bite of my
Stop
delicious
waving that around.
cookie.
Put it away. Put it away. Oh, do you know? Even Arthur's going to be trying to get hold of that, I tell you. You could go off people, you know. Shocking. You heard her, Arthur. Yeah, it's just
definitely
looking
sweet. I think there's a vanilla thing going on, but I don't know.
You need to save one until your taste comes back, and then taste it, and you'll probably be going, ooh.
I might be on the second batch of these that I made this week, and we're in great danger of not having any left because some pig keeps eating them.
Well, he's away tonight, so you get the sole custody of the biscuit tin.
It's this pig.
Oh.
It's this pig.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's not the long pig.
I was casting aspersions then, wasn't I?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, he has eaten handfuls of the things, but yeah.
Oh dear.
He's not the worst culprit, I have to say.
Well, I think it's shocking that you're not sharing with us, personally.
I'll post you some.
Excellent. I look forward to it. I will look forward to it. So, yeah, I think I might be playing cards tonight. Do a little bit more on my green door cowl to get the pattern in my head. Once you've done it a few times, it looks like one that's going to be easy enough to remember.
It is pretty easy to remember once you get going.
Yeah. I've only done 4 rows at the moment, though, so... Yeah, it's a bit soon.
Well, and if you're a visual person, you need to be staring at the chart.
Yeah, I like to stare at the chart. Yeah. Maybe get away with watching the end of my Carry On movie.
I'm not sure what I'll be watching tonight. I haven't decided yet. Open to suggestions.
Yeah, because you've got no Picard now, have you?
No, I'm finished Picard now. I mean, I could watch again from the beginning, I suppose, but then why would I bother?
What do you fancy? Do you fancy some sci-fi, something funny?
I like my sci-fi.
Right.
And I've got a couple of episodes of Avenue 5 to catch up on, so I could probably
you could watch that. Yeah.
I really like Avenue 5. I love Hugh Laurie. He's just so funny.
I like Hugh Laurie. I liked him in House.
He was good in that, but in Blackadder he's amazing.
Oh, see, now I just want to watch Blackadder.
Yeah, I could watch Blackadder.
I do like Blackadder.
The Regency series, I think, is brilliant. I mean, the World War One is excellent.
That's my favourite. Series 4, Blackadder goes 4. That is my favourite series.
But I do love Queenie.
I love Queenie. Oh, she's just genius. That
she's
laugh.
Just that power-mad young woman.
Yeah, and she doesn't know what to do with it, does she?
No, she hasn't got a Scooby.
She's just shut up and all. God, he's weighing in there. I think he says that he likes King George.
Oh, okay.
Blackadder, the first original one, actually is my least favourite out of all the series.
Yeah. I think because it was so revolutionary and different when it first came out, I loved it. But then when you saw the second one, and it was in a completely different class. Yeah. And then the third one, and then the fourth one.
It just seemed to get better and better every time, didn't it?
Yeah, they seem to refine the characters.
Yeah.
And I just love Stephen Fry as Wellington.
Yeah.
And what a horrible big bully he is. The way that he's always punching the prince.
I still, Blackadder goes forth for me, and Rick Mail as Flash.
Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, I definitely need to go and watch that. I watched it, I think it was last year with Caitlin. We watched all of them from the beginning.
Oh, that would be good.
When we got to the end of Blackadder Goes Forth, the last ever episode, she actually was proper crying, sobbing. And, you know, when they
go my heart out to that one.
Yeah. Oh, just gets you, doesn't it? It's a comedy series, yet you end up in tears at the end of it.
Well, you're so invested in the characters, and I think one of the stellar performances in that particular one is Tim McInnery.
Who's he?
Captain Darling.
Oh,
the twitch under his eyes every time someone says "Coffee, darling."
Yes.
And you know that name has been the absolute bane of his entire life. But he hates it.
Whereas these days you'd just change it, wouldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
I did like that. It's a bit like, actually, because Caitlin's very much like me as well, and we do get emotional and very invested in our characters. And I think that's the reason why I really like Hamilton. You're watching it, and at the end you can't understand. You're crying about the Treasury Secretary of America. It's like, what the hell is going on here? Why am I in floods of tears? But it's like you say, you get an affinity with the character, don't you?
You do, but there's a lot of series lately where I've watched them and I'm not finding anybody remotely likeable.
Okay.
And I've just stopped. Thought I don't want to watch any more of this because I really don't care. Someone could come in and shoot them all now and I wouldn't care.
You wouldn't miss them.
No, not at all. And there seems to be sort of a trend for very dislikable people in certain types of writing.
But it's not always like just that they're a evil character or a bad character or whatever, because sometimes you can still like them even though they're supposed to be the baddie. A prime example would be, have you seen Luther?
Yeah.
Alice. I absolutely adore Alice, but she's supposed to be the baddie, yet she's one of my favourite characters.
Yeah, and I like her in that.
I do. I didn't like her in, did you watch, it was on over at Christmas, His Dark Materials. She was in that.
Oh, I thought that was, I'm going to be controversial now, I thought it was awful.
It was, wasn't it?
It was truly dreadful.
It was, and I kept putting another episode on, thinking it's got to get better.
I'm thinking James McAvoy's in this, Ruth Wilson's in it.
Yeah.
Look at this cast.
Lin-Manuel Miranda.
And it was just a seriously sad version of the
movie wasn't,
which was far better done.
Great. It was. It was much better than the series, but it wasn't even that great. I've read the books, and the books are amazing. They're unbelievable.
Oh, Helen's off to go and put dinner on now. So see you soon, ladies. Look after yourselves. Thanks for watching, Helen.
Toodles. Keep safe.
Take care.
Yeah, it was very disappointing with the characters, to be honest. I didn't really see much over Christmas that I enjoyed this year. There was a Christmas Carol was on, which I didn't enjoy. That they'd done like a 4-parter on the BBC.
Yeah, I saw some of it, and my parents raved about it. Guy Pearce, wasn't it? Who I used to love, and I like him in that. Is it Jack Irish? Where is the?
Oh, I've not seen
detective? Aussie series. It's really quite good.
Right.
And I love him in that, and I've really enjoyed him in other things. But no, I didn't enjoy the Christmas Carol at all.
I
My mum
watched
kept
one
saying,
episode.
"Oh, it's the same guys that did Peaky Blinders." And I'm thinking, yeah, but it doesn't make it good.
No. I love
yeah,
Peaky Blinders.
Really didn't like the Christmas Carol. I just thought, yeah.
Yeah,
it's not going on my list of ones that I've got to watch every year. I'd rather watch Alistair Sim or Patrick Stewart or the Muppets.
Although I did enjoy, I think it was the year before or even 2 years, Dickensian.
Oh, right, yeah.
Did you see that one?
I've seen some of it. I haven't seen all of it.
So, and that was well done, but
I thought that was quite clever.
Yeah, it was. It was really good. I enjoyed it.
But yeah, there wasn't anything redeeming about the Scrooge in this particular one.
No, because the whole point is that even though he's a the bad character, he's supposed to have something about him that you can believe that he becomes a good character in the end.
Yes.
But yeah, I've just noticed, right? I've actually got PJ bottoms on, right? And my zebras, I'm gonna have to show you this. My zebras are not social distancing. Look at this.
No.
Look, can you see my zebras?
Oh yeah, they're a bit close, aren't they?
Oh, that's shocking.
Yeah, but did you buy them as social distancing pyjamas or just pyjamas?
I didn't. I actually bought them before social distancing was a thing.
Yeah, so it probably wasn't a rule for Pats then.
And I don't know if zebras have to socially distance anyway, to be honest.
I'm hoping Jackie's watching us. My friend Jackie's just joined the group.
Oh.
That I'm meeting for a coffee in town and such.
Yeah, but not at the moment.
No, we're not allowed to meet up at the moment.
Unfortunately.
Well, I daren't go anywhere near her. I don't want to make her ill.
No.
Same just be irresponsible, wouldn't it? So, yeah.
I can't get hold of my mother-in-law. She tried ringing me on Wednesday, but I was on a work phone call.
Right.
And then I tried ringing her back Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and today, and she hasn't answered. So I'm not quite sure if she's got the hump with me.
It's a bit odd, isn't it?
Yeah. I'll try her again in a little while, see if she answers. Oh, my foot's gone to sleep. What you reading?
I'm just making sure that nobody else had asked to join the group.
Cool.
Because usually when we're live, somebody has to join the group, so I kind of keep half an eye on it just in case.
You're good at multitasking, aren't you?
Well, I don't know that I'm good at it. I can blag my way through it. That's not quite the same thing, is it?
That's funny. Oh yeah, I had a lovely early night last night. Slept right through until 6 o'clock this morning. Gorgeous.
I didn't wake up till 6:45. Quite late for me. I've stopped setting my alarm for 6 o'clock.
Oh,
hello, Jackie.
Ah, is that doggies?
Sorry, it is, yes. It's 2 miniature schnauzers.
My mum and dad have a miniature schnauzer called Indy.
The darker coloured one is Betty, and the other is Milo.
Betty and Milo.
Oh, they're super cute. Betty's only a puppy though, so she's still learning.
Yeah. Nothing better than a puppy.
Oh, she's adorable.
That wind's getting up. I think you're sending it my way. Will we forecast wind?
It did say it would have a fresh breeze, which usually here means sort of 50-mile-an-hour winds.
Yeah, but like I said to you before, you always get the worst of the weather over
We
there.
do, and then it sort of migrates its way across to your side, doesn't it?
And it's usually calmed down a little bit by the time it reaches us.
Yeah, it's kind of petered out as it's gone across the fells and the Pennines. by the time it gets over that side of the country, it's a little bit easier, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, quick
But
update.
you're hard.
So,
Oh,
what have I done? 2 inches of sleeve, I think. Maybe 2 and a bit. I'll have to measure that.
Go for it.
2 1/4 inches.
Oh, see? You were nearly there.
And I'm looking at it and thinking, do I need to start decreases, or shall I just carry on with that width and then do my decreases sort of when I get to elbow length, and then do the twisted rib cuff? I think that's my plan.
Okay. Sounds like a good plan to me.
This is Yume, Y-U-M-E, by Isabel Kramer.
When you say it,
I will try and say it properly.
Go
now,
on.
It's got a double label on it. It's patent, and it's also Schackenmeyer, so I'm assuming that they're the same parent company.
Okay.
Baby Smiles, and it's 50% merino, 50% acrylic. But it's lovely and soft.
Love it. When you talk about Yuma, I used to have a guide dog puppy called Yuma, but it had an A on the end, not an E.
Oh, okay.
It's a place in America, apparently. Isn't there
There's
Western?
a film, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. It's a Western. Last Train to Yuma or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, my mum would know that and be able to tell you the entire cast.
She would, yeah.
My dad winds her up because when she'd be looking at someone and she can't see faces as well now, and she'll say, well, who's that? I know the voice. And my dad always says it's Sheb Woolley, who was an actor sort of 60 years ago or something in Western.
All right, okay.
And it'll be a Poirot or something from 20 years ago. And of course, it completely isn't Sheb Woolley.
But it's his favourite.
But it's enough to wind her up. And then it's not Sheb Woolley. It's not Sheb Woolley. Well, you can't tell.
That's a bit mean.
It's just what they like.
It's just bants. That's all it is.
That's just what they're like. I did send in that picture of Gertrude knitting the noose and said, is this what Mum's making in the kitchen?
And what was the reply?
He just laughed.
Yeah, it's what she's working on if she hasn't told
Very
you.
clever.
Yeah.
So we've got 109 members now.
Oh, excellent.
Oh, it's exciting, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
It's lovely with legs.
It's gorgeous.
I'm going to look so beautiful in it.
You are. It's a lovely colour. I would wear that colour.
It's really nice.
I think that colour would suit me. I think that jumper needs to come in the post.
Does it? Does it need to come to you for modelling?
I think it does, yeah.
For a few years.
Yeah, that's the one. I'll just wear it in for you. And it'll go really well with this nice purple cowl.
Oh, you're all hot.
Yeah.
So what yarn is the purple cowl?
Cascade Eco Plus.
What weight is that? Is that a bulky?
It's a chunky. It's quite a thin one. It's classed as a chunky, but it's quite thin.
Yeah, there's a few people seem to knit it instead of Aran, don't they?
Yeah.
It's probably one that you can knit it a loose again. Or tension, whatever you want to call it.
I think I've got a 6 mil on there.
Right.
And it's quite nice for a rib.
Nice fabric.
Yeah.
Nice stretch.
Yeah. It's all right, isn't it? So,
Are you going to graft that into a loop?
Yeah, join the ends up. But I just did a normal cast on. I couldn't be bothered with a provisional. I was feeling lazy at the time. I absolutely love the provisional and the effect it gives and that. But I've got to be in the right frame of mind to do one. I really do.
Yeah, I'm not so keen on it for lace and stuff because it's harder to do yarn overs and things like that. If you haven't got if you don't just do a plain knit row or a wrong side rowing, whatever your pattern is first, it does make life easier when you come to graft and do your join later.
Can you see Arthur's come to say hello?
Yeah, Kofi's come to say
hello. I think he thinks I've got food on the shelf, but I haven't.
That's dogs, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, this is... Thing with my knit loop, I feel like I'm wrestling the stitches off here. Because it's just some cheap pony needles because they were the right size.
Right.
Not that that's my selection criteria for needles at all. Totally.
What, that they happen to be the right size?
That they happen to be the right size and they've got no knitting on them is my only specification.
Well, two very important specifications, let's be honest.
They're pretty vital to get knitting done. So, you know, it works for me.
This dog's just here making weird noises at me. What's the matter with you? God, do you want a dog? He's going free.
I think the problem is if we had said dog here, has he been snipped?
He has been snipped.
Oh, well, in that case, he can visit then, because I've got ladies who are entire.
Oh.
So we have to be a little bit careful when we are out and about.
My poor boy went in and came out incomplete.
Oh dear. I remember when I took Marvin, one of my cats, to have his little balls removed. And the look on his face, he didn't speak to me for days.
I'm surprised he ever spoke to you again.
He sat on Kevin's lap, just giving me little kitty evils the whole time.
Yeah. So you don't believe what she did to me.
Well, the thing is, Kevin took him to the vet. I went to work.
Right.
So I wasn't even there for the deed.
But it was still your fault.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that makes complete sense in a cat's mind, though, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. Well, I used to wear a lot of hoodies and things in those days, and I'd be wandering around the house, and he would want picking up, he would want fussing when I got home from work.
Yeah.
And then he would climb into the hoodie.
Oh, and you could carry him around.
Around my neck, and there'd be this little cute face peering around here, and then a tail hanging down somewhere between my babies.
Which is a bit like a different kind of cowl.
Yeah. Like a kitty cowl. It was adorable.
I do remember when I was thinking about getting him the snip. It took me ages to decide, and totally irrational. But I was like, yeah, but I'm taking away his choices. I'm making life decisions for him, as if he was a human. Poor thing.
Bless.
I know.
Yeah,
I did
my
feel
parents,
really bad.
before they moved into the flat they're in now, they were at a house up near the pub in their village, and it was just a temporary thing. But there were massive holes in the floorboard, and the wind used to go underneath the house.
Yeah.
And it would blow all the dust and the muck up, and you could never get warm.
All right.
So they bought some cheap carpet and some hardboard, you know, the sort of cheap stuff, just to go over the floorboards with the permission of the owner of the property, I have to say.
Yeah.
Put this hardboard down and then over it with the layer of carpet, and it made a massive difference when they then put the original carpet back over the top to the insulation. But I don't know what my dad was thinking, because with the hardboard, what you're supposed to do is soak it in water. You get it really wet, and then put it down once it's expanded.
Oh, right.
And nail it all into place with a nail gun.
Yeah.
And then it shrinks back, because otherwise it absorbs all the moisture from the people in the house and starts to expand. Well, he hadn't carried out this necessary step and put the floor down. So, of course, this stuff expanded after it was all nailed down and linked together. So you would get these bumps that could be 6 inches tall at random places. Now, Dad being Dad had worked out that there was a wee bump in front of the fireplace. And every time my mum went towards the fireplace to warm her knowledge, as she put it, when she got in from work on a cold night, he would find a corresponding spot in the room and just jump. And my mum would go like this. As the floor rippled and bounced up.
Oh, bless her.
And he figured out all the spots in the room. And I mean, I don't know what he was doing with his day.
Well, he's probably spending
But
hours.
you go to visit, and all of a sudden, your child left.
Oh, bless your parents. It must have been fun growing up in your house, I tell you.
But I came home from work one day, and little man, he's missing. Where's my cat? Where's my little kitten? And Dad said, don't ask. What's going on? And there's a hole cut in the carpet in the centre of the room, and all the furniture's been moved. And I said, what's going on? And he said the cat got frightened when I tried to get the cat to come in. And he said I growled at him, and he ran through the air brick underneath the house.
Oh my God.
Him and my mum had spent the entire day trying to get this tiny kitten to come out.
Oh,
and my dad's solution was to cut a big hole in the carpet, like a flat, fold it back, cut through the hardboard, cut through the floorboards with the chainsaw.
Oh my God.
All these kittens on there. And of course he looks like something out of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Ying, 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 ying. And then he said, I've been here for an hour and a half and the cat won't come out for me. No kidding.
No, I wouldn't come out if someone was wielding
just put a hand down and picked him up, and out he came. And my dad just looked at me and he went, yeah, don't ask. And the next thing, bang, 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 as he's putting the floor back.
Oh God. It
so
just
all the air bricks got sealed up the next day.
That could be an Only Fools and Horses episode, couldn't it?
Oh, honestly, you couldn't write their life. No one would believe you.
I think you should.
We went to an adult education thing in Preston at this cafe. It was a vegan cafe.
Right.
And we paid for the course, and you had special dietary requirements and all the rest of it. And they were really good. They were very kind at accommodating everybody. And we arrived, and we go to the main car park in Preston, which is it's by the bus station. It's the ugliest building in Preston. Right. I don't even know if it still exists. They were talking about knocking it down.
Yeah.
So this really ugly place. Park the car and head off to the thing. And then my dad says, what level were we on?
How many levels were there?
I can't remember at all. He's got no memory of it. I paid for the ticket. That's as much as I can remember. So we get to this cafe, and this tiny woman pushes past us with a bike that was as tall as a penny farthing.
Yeah.
Sort of wheels like this past us all and goes in. And I said, I wonder who that is. And Dad said, I don't know. What's she here for? Well, everyone else looked like they were there for educational stuff. And then we get into this massive room, and there's about 50 of us doing this course. And this girl's there in the corner with the huge, massive bike.
Right.
And comes and sits at our table. And I said, oh, are you doing some teaching then? What are you teaching? She said, circle dancing.
What?
And I said, excuse me? She said, circle dancing. And after every sentence, she did this unconscious kind of and I don't know where it came from. And the rest of the day, people were asking her questions to hear it. So, well, what's circle dancing then? Well, circle dancing's like square dancing, but in a circle. And then it's a little chirpy noise. And honestly, it was just the most bizarre day imaginable.
Oh God, it's like a little nervous laugh, isn't it?
Yeah, and then hours later, we get back to the bus station and up to the multi-storey car park. And I don't know, it's 6 levels or something like that. We checked every level. No sign of the car. Up again, down again, up again, down. How many miles we walked up and down that wretched car park before we found the car?
Where was it?
It was there.
How many levels was this car park?
I think it was about 6, and we were convinced we were on 4, and we were on 3 in the end. So we'd sort of started at 6 and then worked down, but then couldn't see the car. And honestly.
And all you wanted to do was go home.
You know, idiots. What can I say? Everywhere we go.
It happens every time.
It does. Absolutely does.
That's funny. Oh dear, it could only happen to you, as you say.
Oh yeah, for sure. Just turning up the volume on my microphone. It seems to have gone a little bit quiet.
It has gone a bit quiet. I could do with a little trip to the young ladies. Oh, for God's sake, I've done it again. Look at that.
What?
Can you see I've got my wall stuck around my flipping headphones?
You are so special.
How do I do it every single blooming time?
Yeah, I'm not really just laughing at Emma. I am laughing with her, honestly, because she spent I don't know how many hours the other day untangling some yarn from a cushion and couldn't walk away and leave it for later because the earphones that she uses for the lives were stuck through the yarn.
Don't, because I'll just get annoyed with myself. What is the matter? There's something wrong with this animal. Can you see him? He's making funny noises. Do you need to go to the toilet?
Do you need a wee, Arthur?
Do you need wee-wees? We've got poopies. He probably does. It's been about an hour and a half since his tea.
Yeah, you probably might need to let him out.
Yeah, I think I do.
Would you like me to fly solo while you do that?
I can't, I'm attached.
You might have to unplug and replug, I don't know.
Right. Can I go to the little girl's room as well?
Yes, that's okay. Acceptable. I'll just carry on.
All right, hang on.
Sleeving.
Hang on. I'm just making it worse. Oh, don't. Come on.
Sorry, I'm trying to be supportive.
I need a note on my chair.
Just don't. Oh, for anyone that wasn't watching on Thursday night, we had serious misadventures with Emma's note for us going out to clap for the NHS. Because it looked like on her note that we were going to give clap to the NHS, which for anyone from the UK does mean something very, very different. I must say I nearly busted got laughing, and there's probably about 10 minutes of me screaming with laughter, and then Emma having to go for an emergency wee because of the amount of giggling we were doing. So not the most professional, but we enjoyed it. And everybody indoors, while we left the speakers on, could hear all the clapping outside my house. A bit of fault left. I think I might get a sleeve out of most of one ball. Or do I mean most of my sleeve out of one ball? Anyway, you know what I mean. Hi, Kofi. I still haven't picked this up, but I've got my marker in for my central stitch for the next set of increases. And this is some Starcraft Cabaret, and I showed it the other day. The pattern is called Efferhild, and I bought the pattern when we were at Yarndale in September last year. And it's a really nice, relaxing one to do, actually. I quite like the little crochet clusters, and I've got another ball of this yarn ready to finish that one. So that's quite good. I don't know if anybody else is crocheting with us as we move along tonight.
I'm back.
You don't look like you're back, but I'm looking at the wrong screen.
I am back. I'm back.
I'm looking at the empty chair screen. How are you there?
It would appear that he knew that next door's dogs were in the back garden, and what he wanted to do was run down the end of the garden and bark at them.
Oh, okay.
That was the big emergency.
The audacity of being on their own property, minding their own business.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, well, fair enough.
Yeah, I know. Flipping animal. You're an animal, aren't you? And now he's got himself a ball and he's going to start mithering me with that.
What?
Oh, so what did you talk about while I was gone?
I was showing everybody my Efferhild crochet.
Oh, yeah, I love that one.
Thing that we got at Yarndale in September.
Yeah. Seems
and
like
I might have mentioned about the clapping the other night, how you were giving the NHS the clap.
Oh, I was giving them the clap. I still need to write that in my blog, which I half started today, because when I went on my run this morning, I've been stopping and taking pictures of how things have changed in my neighbourhood recently. Yeah. And there was one of the parks that we like to go in, completely locked up, gates all across, big signs up saying, you know, closed until further notice because of coronavirus.
Right.
But one of the really good things was there was a sign saying something like, "We love the NHS," or "Thank you NHS." I can't remember what, so I took a photo of that. And then there was another one outside the school. So they'd obviously had the kids in because their parents must be key workers.
Right.
And it had loads of lovely, like, rainbowy stuff, and it said, "Key workers, we love you, and stay safe." And
oh, that's good. Apparently, I'm going to have to let Coco out now, so
it's your turn.
A recurring theme going on here.
Right, okay.
Momentarily.
Okay. It's like we're tag teaming at the moment. I'm not even sure if anybody's there. Anybody give me a shout if you're there? I'm just knitting away on my cowl, which is rib, and I don't even like rib. I don't know why I'm doing it. It seemed like a good idea at the time. It doesn't really seem like such a good idea now. I've run out of my tea. There's none of that left. It's definitely my dinner time coming up, 5:30. Anybody else had their dinner? I was just saying it's... Oh, you've kicked him out. I'm just saying it's getting towards my dinner time. I'm getting a bit hungry here.
Oh, are you? Is it
have you had your dinner?
I haven't. I don't know what I'm going to have. Not really in the mood for very much. So
that's because you can't taste it.
Yeah, I might have a tin of soup or something, because if I cook something, I'll be disappointed that I can't tell what it is.
Porridge.
Be a bit like a Rolf Harris picture. Can you tell what it is yet?
Yeah, we won't go there about Rolf Harris, will we?
No, we won't.
No. We could do all sorts of jokes, but we won't.
No. That would be inappropriate.
It would be completely inappropriate. No, I'll just be having my porridge because I like my porridge of an evening. Fills me up.
Do you have your chocolate flavouring with that?
Oh. I've actually been going with either jam or really, really naughty golden syrup.
Oh, nice. I like golden syrup.
Yeah, a bit naughty, but do you know what? At the moment, unlike you, I want to eat all the things.
Oh, I'm eating all the things. I'm just not tasting any of it.
Oh, right, okay. That makes me feel a bit better.
I'm still being a pig.
I don't know, what is it? Is it just the fact that we're at home and we can't go out anywhere and we just decide that we must graze or something?
I think it is exactly that. And because I've baked and I've made biscuits and wraps and things like that, they're kind of in the house, and they wouldn't be. Generally, the most exciting thing in the cupboard near to where I am, so that I can't sit pig at all, these cream crackers. Well, they're not very exciting at all, are they?
Oh, I love a cream cracker with some butter and cheese on.
suppose I could try that and see if I could taste the cheese.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Got any Branston?
Ooh.
Do you not like Branston pickle?
No. I like Branston pickle with corned beef.
I love Branston with anything. Or what about something like a cranberry sauce?
I might have some.
That's quite nice with cream crackers and cheese.
Okay, maybe I could do that. I like mustard with really sharp cheddar.
Not a fan of mustard, but I'll let you have it. You might be able to taste that. It might get through.
Yeah. I don't know if you've got any sliced bread because Jake's been pigging his way through that. I could have cheese on toast. Or...
I love cheese on toast. Baked beans on toast.
Oh, I like baked beans on toast.
Yeah.
Jake likes his smothered with cheese.
I was going to say the sprinkling on cheese. It's quite nice. Or bacon. You know, you mentioned bacon earlier.
Yeah, I've got bacon. We've got eggs.
Scrambled egg, baked beans on toast with bacon on the side.
I'm tempted to go with the sort of Manchester Kofi flu, which is boiled egg chopped up in a cup with butter.
Sounds interesting.
It's lush. It's really good.
Okay, I'll take your word for that.
It's just total comfort food. You don't rub it on your chest though.
Okay, no, don't do that. It's not Vicks.
No, it's not that kind of cure.
I'll tell you what you could always go with, which, I mean, it always works. Pure comfort food, always makes you feel better. Breakfast for tea.
Yeah.
Sausage, bacon, eggs, beans, mushrooms, tomatoes, any combination thereof.
Yeah,
hash browns.
Nice with crispy toast. I love hash browns.
I love hash browns.
With a runny egg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, am I selling it to you?
I think you are, yeah.
Yeah.
I could definitely go for that.
Yeah. I'll just stick with my porridge.
Oh, Vil's here.
Oh.
I don't know that she's come in to watch the live yet, but she's in the group. So.
Just as I was getting hungry and wanting to go for my tea.
Well, we can still finish and go for tea. That's fine. She can always watch the replay.
She can.
A couple of minutes after this, it'll just be. You'd be 24/7 if you had just.
I know. I do feel a bit rude though, so it's fine. It's fine. So Sunday. Well, anyway, Vil's supposed to be quizmaster tomorrow, isn't she?
Vil is the quizmaster tomorrow for an attempt at live Trivial Pursuit.
I'm really looking forward to this. I hope she's remembered.
I think she has. I'm going to send her a call for. I think we might have to do that one in Zoom and OBS if we're still having problems with eyes.
Well, we're in Zoom and OBS now anyway, aren't we?
We are,
yeah. Do we know what time she might be available to be our quizmaster?
I'll drop her a quick message later.
Cool. I do get quite competitive, you know, though.
Well, and I'm hoping that because it's an 80s version of Trivial Pursuits, that I will be able to answer more of the questions because they're old like me.
Do you know, I love the 80s. The 80s were just perfect, weren't they?
The music was just spot on. I really enjoyed watching Atomic Blonde with Charlize Theron and James McAvoy because of the soundtrack and every song that was on, and singing along to it. Jake's, how do you know all these songs? Like my teens.
Yep.
This is my youth. This is my era.
I actually listen to Heart 80s in the car all the time. That is my radio station.
I just love it.
Yeah. A bit of Nick Hayward.
Now, I believe the new Wonder Woman film, Wonder Woman 1984.
Right, okay.
Where Christopher Pine's character is magically back, despite dying in the first film.
Yeah.
And the theme that you hear on the trailer is New Order.
Oh.
Blue Monday.
Love that song.
But that didn't come out till 1986, I don't think.
Yeah. Well, then they've messed that up then, haven't they?
Yeah, but it was the perfect choice.
It is a really good song.
It's kind of that music, isn't it?
Stop that.
Is somebody being naughty? What's he doing?
He's destroying his ball, which means that he won't have it to play with later.
But it's got to be done. You just don't get it.
I don't understand. Why would you destroy your toy?
Because he's a dog and he can, and he's furry, and it's kind of the thing today. It's
true. That is true. Yeah. Do you know what I absolutely love at, this year? Do you watch I'm a Celebrity?
No.
Well, Roman Kemp was in it, who is the son of
Shirley
and
Martin Kemp.
Yeah, absolutely love that. It's like really two of the best groups from the 80s together to make this love child. I mean, you couldn't ask for more, really, could you?
He's a good-looking lad, isn't he?
He is a good-looking lad. He looks like his mum. When you see them together, I think he looks like his mum.
Oh, yes. But no, I don't do reality TV, I'm afraid, of any description.
It's the only one I watch. I don't do any of the others. But I do like a bit of I'm a Celebrity. Although, to be honest...
Some urgent scratching at the back door.
Oh, not
which
again.
Will be followed by barking if I don't let him in.
Oh,
Excuse
dear.
me.
Okay. She's off again. These animals, they don't respect boundaries, do they? So mine is just decided to carry on chewing his ball. It wasn't enough to have Mum throw it for him. So I think it's about time for my tea. Starving. There's something about staying at home that makes me just want to eat everything in the cupboards. And the fact that getting food at the supermarket is more difficult, it just adds to the whole stress of it. And you're like, mustn't eat food because it's difficult to get food, but then that just makes you stressed and want to eat more. It's like a vicious circle. Are we back? There she is. Yay!
Oh. I have a coffee table that just slides nicely in front of me and has a big fluffy cushion on it to put my feet onto so that I can just slunk into the chair.
Right.
It is a good plan.
It is a good plan.
They've just had the tiniest bit of Mexican chicken and I thought this is going to be far too strong for them to. And I don't think it touched the sides.
It was all right in the end, was it?
Yeah, it just mist appeared as if by magic, as Jake used to say.
Yeah.
It's made it mist appear.
Mist appear?
Yeah.
Well, Arthur didn't take any notice of me telling him not to destroy his ball. He's just carried on.
Well, you know. What do you know?
I don't know anything. I know nothing.
You know nothing.
I know nothing. So I'm going to have to go and do my homework again.
Yes, not a limerick. Rhyming couplets.
What do you want? Pest. Yes, I'll have to work on that. And I've still got to do my blog today. I haven't finished that. I started it.
Is this a weekly one or is this the COVID-19 daily kind of?
It is the daily one, yeah.
Daily thing.
Just,
thoughts, images, whatnot. Yeah.
Yeah. This is what I saw. This is what's different. It might be. I just think it might be something quite interesting to look back on in a few years' time when people start to forget.
Yeah. Given that I've not really been anywhere, I've not taken any pictures. So
well, there you go. But when you do get out of quarantine,
yeah,
you might find it a bit strange at first. Actually, the first time you get to go to the supermarket and you have to queue up.
Well, I found it quite odd just going outside at night to bring in the laundry or go to the wash house to swap a load of laundry or something like that, bring stuff in to hang in the house, and it is silent outside. There's not a sound. And usually you can hear traffic either moving through the village or from the 590 a couple of miles away there's always some kind of underlying noise, and you could hear a pin drop out there at the moment. It's just very, very strange. And you go out of your house to say shut your gate or put some recycling into the blue bag that hangs on the front fence, odd things like that, and you just do not see anybody. Nobody comes out, or I mean, generally on a beautiful sunny morning like today, there'd have been people sat out in their gardens. And they'd all be shouting and saying hello to one another, and then by the afternoon they'd be in one another's gardens having cups of tea or a beer and chatting, and it's all quite social.
Yeah.
Never in an intrusive way, but it's, you know, people wander past with the dogs or the kids and they all stand and chat for a while and then move on. But there's just none of that. The only person I've spoken to, other than you and our 3 million viewers, today, my parents, when each of them are phoned separately, because they don't tell one another that they phoned.
Okay.
And Denise, when she brought the dog food,
right.
Jake shouted, "Ta-ra, you'll need to lock the door because I've got my keys." That's as much conversation as I've had out with him today.
Excellent, yeah. Whereas I've seen quite a lot of people, because, you know, they've all taken it to heart that you should be out and exercising, and every man and his dog's out there.
Oh, I've dropped a stitch.
Oh no.
Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it. How have you done that? That's not what you wanted to do, is it?
No, that is so not what I wanted to do. I'm going to have to rip that back.
That is really disappointing.
Yeah, because
you're definitely going to need bacon now.
I could ladder it up, but I don't really want to be doing that.
Sometimes it's just easier and quicker to rip.
How annoying.
I know, that is annoying.
Yeah, I don't know whether to put this onto DPNs now, because these needles are bugging me.
Yeah, it might be a good idea. Now would be the time to do it, wouldn't it?
Oh, and it's so far down as well.
Oh, is that going to get put in the naughty corner for a little while again?
No.
No?
No, I need to crack on with it. I think I need to put it back on the needles sort of right this second. Because otherwise it's just going to be a problem, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Now, what I can't tell is whether I put the marker on the first stitch or the last stitch. Because it's further down the knitting, it's not on the needles. So that was mistake number 1.
Yeah. So have you not got one like on the needles that you move along as you're going round?
No.
I couldn't work like that.
When I've got stockinette sleeves, it's not really a problem because you're just spiraling along, aren't you?
I suppose, yeah. I like the one on my needle.
The marker?
Yeah, I've got those nice ones. They're just plain round ones, but I used to get them free from Brit Yarn. I was sad that Brit Yarn stopped trading.
Were they just struggling to make enough money?
No, she relocated. She went up to Shetland and just had a change of life.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's sad.
Sounds kind of nice.
It was lovely for her, but you know, what about the rest of us?
Yeah, a bit rude and inconvenient.
Yeah.
Is that how we're feeling?
Yeah, definitely. Very much so. What are you doing?
Well, obviously we'll have to tell her that.
Well, yeah.
Okay, so I'm about halfway round picking that up again.
Oh, Jackie's going. Her tea's ready, so she says bye-bye.
All right, see you later.
Enjoy your tea.
Thanks for joining us. Lovely to see you. She doesn't generally like being on Facebook, so that's a big step for Jackie. She's not.
I don't really like Facebook.
She's quite shy, very shy.
Yeah. So it says that 2 people are watching. Is that you and me?
Yes. Yes, that would be us. That would be our audience right this second.
Excellent.
So, yeah.
Is that a good time to go and get dinner?
I think it is a very sensible time to go and get dinner.
Excellent.
And then I can mutter and swear at this.
Yeah, you can call it all the names that you want to.
Yeah.
What did you decide you're going to watch tonight?
I'm going to have a look through the sci-fi stuff on Netflix.
Right.
One of the guys who's in Picard.
Yeah.
A Hispanic American actor, Santiago something or other, very good looking.
Right.
Interesting character in Picard. He's also in a show on Netflix called Salvation. And he's sort of the lead male in that, and he was really quite good in that. It's a very clever thing about kind of the poxy clips, as my niece likes to call it.
The poxy clips?
Yeah, because there's a comet coming towards Earth and everyone's going to die unless they can point it somewhere other than here.
Okay,
it's one of those, and he is a tech billionaire who's got a plan.
Okay. They've always got a plan, haven't they?
Yeah, but there's everyone else, like the government and all these idiots out there have all got another plan and aren't willing to trust anybody that isn't them. So it's all full of intrigues and things like that. But it's very good. Oh, Nita's still here.
Oh, that's good. That is good. Arthur wants his ball. He's lost it under there, so he'll have to wait. So my plan is finish my blog off quickly, and then get my tea and see if Callum still wants to play cards.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sounds like fun.
Sounds like an evening, doesn't it?
Right, well, Nita's the one that's still here with us. I'm sorry, Nita, we're going to go get to eat. How awful are we? But we've managed just under a couple of hours, so we've not done too bad today.
Yeah, it's good.
And it's been nice to knit along and chat with everybody.
It's always nice to knit along.
And I love to see Nita.
Yeah. And then hopefully tomorrow everyone will be able to join us for quiz night.
Yeah. Trivial Pursuits. I think we'll have to get Phil onto Zoom with us, won't we, for that one?
Yeah, I think so.
To be able to ask the questions, and then we'll have to have the answers put into chat and see who wins, because Phil will have to be in charge of the board.
She will, yeah.
Yeah, but we'll be able to see the board hopefully as well with her camera. So yeah,
brilliant.
Let's see how it goes. Might be something we do every week. I don't know.
It'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it, and definitely. I'm going to win.
Oh, you're going to win. Not that this is game competitive at all.
I'm competitive. Sorry.
Are you sure you're going to win? Because these are 80s questions. And I am an 80s girl. You know.
Right. Well, we'll see, won't we?
Yeah. Bring it on.
Bring it on.
Bring it on. Yeah,
right. Well,
I will to it.
Tomorrow then. Bye.
We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks everybody for watching. It's been lovely to see you. Bye now.
See you tomorrow.
Bye. Okay. Stop streaming. Stop streaming. Let's just exit.
Yay, stopped streaming.
I'm doing that.